I don't have YUI or Queen, so I have to try and think of a team to score a decent point for this side, which is the Zaou-Gongen boss. So the special effect here is the same as the previous one. If you use a skill that uses HP, you do damage with resonance, you get the buff blessing, which is 40% increase to your final damage. The boss has 15 Vajra shield, and each shield will decrease the damage you do to it. So you want to remove all the 15 shields, because removing all 15 will also give you a final damage increase. And by removing it, you can use a skill or resonance. Sadly, highlight doesn't count. So for the team, I'm actually using this team. So I think 2 updates ago for 2.1, I actually had to quickly look through my video. I was using Vino over Sepia, which is, I tried using it again. Not bad. Not bad, it still works. So if you don't want to use Sepia, you want to use Vino instead, you can look at one of my previous videos. But it's a little bit outdated because my Vino now has A6 and also 5-star weapon. So she has more defense debuff, which means I actually don't have to use Nord anymore for Vino. I'll show you the rotation later on at the end of the video also for the Vino. I also tried using Mont because I thought she might be good. Because resonance, she can do resonance, which means that she can get a stage effect. But okay, to be fair, my Mont is not really well built, and because of that, maybe I wasn't able to get a good score. But I'll share the rotation also at the end of the video if you're interested. Just in case you have a well-built Mont lying around, maybe you can use that. There's also Closer, which I briefly used. Wasn't really able to do much because she dies too quick, and she's also not well built at all, so I didn't use her. In this video, I'll be using Floret again because she's one of my most well-built 4 stars with like good crit, good pierce rate. So you'll be wondering like, why am I using Sepia? Why wouldn't I use like Leon or even Vino, right? The reason is simple. Resonance. Resonance can help remove the shield. So for Sepia, we're actually going to use skill 3, no skill 1, because as curse stacks don't really do well against this boss. So Pazuzu is not going to work, because I think one stack is only like 2000 damage, which is really low. But instead we're going to use skill 3. 2 reasons, because skill 3 does more damage than skill 1, and skill 3 gives more stack than skill 1. So skill 3 gives 5 stacks instead. The flow of attack for skill 3 is going to be like almighty damage. So once you remove the shield, this damage can actually do like a decent amount. You can do like maybe 60,000 damage per turn with skill 3 and the resonance, which is pretty decent. For the revision card, I'm giving him this departure prosperity, because we do need prosperity here, and then he's gonna attack every turn also, so we're gonna get the buff here. 4-star weapon, stat screen. So for our main DPS, so Sepia is gonna be like a sub DPS. It will do a bit of damage. Our main DPS of course is gonna be Floret again. So Floret is gonna mostly spend skill 3 here, and Floret is useful. It's a good pairing for Sepia because he is a multi-hitting character, so each hit counts towards the stack for Sepia. So if you hit 4 times, you can have a chance of getting up to like 4 stacks for Sepia. So he can trigger the flout attack even more often, and then that will allow us to remove the stack even quicker. With this rotation and this team, I'm able to remove all the stacks by the 3rd turn before the red X, which is pretty good. With a Vino team, I can only do that on the 4th turn. So a 1 turn delay. So it's a Victory Harmony set, 4-star weapon, set screen. So our sustain and debuffer is going to be Soy. Soy very crucial here. He's going to do a lot of things to help. We have skill 2, which we can hit the opponent to remove the shield. We can also debuff. Skill 3 to give sustain, to heal a bit. Highlight we're also going to use to sustain. Then Gun can debuff, and also more importantly, give more stacks to Sepia. We're gonna use all his gun on the 1st turn, and that will give a lot of stacks to Sepia, and then he can do like 3 back-to-back like fallout attacks, which will really reduce the Vajra shield. A departure control set for more debuff. 5-star weapon for also even more debuff. Touchscreen. For navigator, you have Okian, and do not have Phoebe, and Win we already use on the other side. So for the card, it's gonna be Integrity Label, 4-star weapon, touchscreen. As for weapon, we're using Arc Knife, because we need the defense debuff. If you have a lot of pierce rate, more than my Floret has a pretty decent pierce rate, which is at 14% or something. Oh no, 19%. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to get that high, but if you somehow have more than 19%, you probably can sacrifice, you can probably use Explica instead. If not, you can just use Arc Knife. So Persona, we have Dionysus as the first one. It's for Rebellion, buff crit for Floret. We have Amino Uzume. These are actually, I think, about the same Persona as the old video for this boss. Then we have Amino Uzume for Electric Dance to Shock, which can increase the crit damage taken, and also buff crit, and also activate the Arc Knife, and also remove the stack, the Vajra shield stack. That's why I chose Amino Uzume, non for the same reason. On top of the whatever I say for Amino Uzume, Garudine can inflict wind sweat for Floret to do more damage, and also to debuff defense even more. So having 2 elements can trigger 3 stacks of this, because by default it has 1 defense, 1 stack, then 2 elements will be 3 stacks, so it's 3 times 6, which is 18 defense debuff. If you got lucky and then Okian gives like a element, is going to be maxed out. As for turn order, I don't think it matters. I think anything works as long as Red is the last. First turn, we're going to use Soy, and you can gun everything. We use gun to debuff and also increase the number of stacks for Sepia. You can look at see now is 0 stacks, right? Look at the Sepia's icon. Now it's 8, 15. Should go to like 40 or something. The more the merrier. 50 please. Very close. So Sepia can keep attacking with the floor attack, which will reduce the stack, the shoot, extra shoot. You do want to remove it, you want to remove to 0, because at 0 it will give you a final damage buff. Then we use Gold Dine, we take Windswept and debuff. Then we will trigger another flop. Then with skill 3, we're gonna skill 3 all the way with Sepia, because skill 3 gives you more damage and more stack. We're not gonna use skill 1 because we are not really gonna inflict curse, because curse doesn't really do that much for this boss. So we're gonna use skill 3 instead. And skill 3 can actually slowly even do more damage later on as we keep removing the stack. So he will actually be like a stub DPS. You can see it's 10,000 now, later on it's gonna be like 30-40,000 per flower attack. And you can pretty much trigger it every single turn, because through it, skill 3 is a multi-hit move, which will give Sepia the stack. You can see that Sepia has 10 stacks. Once I use the skill 3, go 14, 13 maybe. Yeah, goes to 14 stacks. And through it also has at least 3 stacks, because it's highlight does more damage. Not just does more damage, it's like his highlight will do 1 extra hit if you have him at 3 stacks of threat. Okay, okay, skill 3. Then skill 2 is Soy. He will win a stack. Then we do a threat highlight. Then we do electric dance. The reason I chose electric dance, the reason why I chose Umeno Uzume and Non is because I'm using Arc Knife. I need to debuff the defense, and I also need to hit the boss to remove the stack. So I can alternate between Windswept and Shock, and then keep the debuff up. Electric dance here, and Umeno Uzume can also buff crit when you Shock. So that's a bonus. Then we use skill 3 again for Sepia. You see that's higher now, 17,000. Because the shield is slowly gone. Skill 3. The only big problem with this team is through tank. Because Sepia and Threat both are DPS, and both are squishy. Okay, let's look at the flower attack here. Oh, 40,000. Really decent. Let's tank. Oh, Sepia dodge, that's huge. That is huge. Skill 2. Okay, I need to check the number of stacks it has. Hopefully there's 2 more stacks only. Let's see. This will be one of the RNG part also. Okay, 2 more stacks, that's very good. Because we want to have no more stacks by this turn for Threat. So the Threat can do big damage starting this turn. Then go down. So now it's 1 more stack. Because removing the stack will give a final damage buff to your team, which you definitely want. Skill 3. Flower attack. No follow-up. Okay, here. Oh, flower attack. Okay, 40,000. It's starting to do pretty big damage. Then we use Soy highlight. Used to tank, so that we can tank the last 3 turns. Okay, everybody has a pretty high HP. That's good. Let's do it. Let's see how much this does. Pretty decent. 74, that's pretty decent. Okay, now we skip the Okian. Then you use Soy skill 3. They just to tank. And a bit of healing. And since all the stacks are gone, we can start doing a bit of buffing using Wonder. Oh, we need to drop Rebellion here. Buff through it. Then skill 3 again. Cool, nice 20,000. That's good. 41,000 again, nice. And skill 3. No, it's a bit low for some reason. I think it's because I don't have the shot. Because I buff. Then skill 2. And for this turn, so we're gonna use buff highlight. Was I think we do nice. Then we do Gaudine. To debuff. And also insert skill 3. Then skill 3 right. Okay, we are good. So we're gonna use key 1 with Okian here. Final turn, now we gun all. You need Mesa Synergy rank 5. Make sure you debuff also. And this will also give more stacks for Sepia to inflict the flout attack. Then for this one, we Electric Dance. We buff the crit. Victory again. Red highlight. You should trigger one more flower attack. I think this might be a new record. Then one more skill 3. If this does more than 80,000, this is a new record. So let's see. Oh yeah, I think it's possible. Yep, new record. Very nice. Oh, one more flower attack again. Okay, yeah. Oh, it's gonna be close to 1 million. Pretty good. Oh, just hit 1 million. That's nice. So I have a few rotations to show you guys. The first one is with Mont. My Mont is not well built at all, so she might work. And I'm literally using like a Trust Power card for her because I don't have the card needed, like her best card. But yeah, with Mont it's gonna be easier to remove stacks because Mont can use the flower attack, so extra shield can be removed. That's why I can use like Rakunda here, and even Rebellion also. I don't know if this rotation is gonna outdamage the one in this video. I cannot really test it because my Mont again is not built. Just wanted to share. The other rotation was a similar rotation to the one I used in 2.1 for the same boss with Vino, because Vino can do a lot of defense debuff, and now my Vino has 5-star weapon and A6, which means that she has more defense debuff and more pierce rate, which means that I don't need to use Non, I can just use Narcissus Spike to do like Wind Swept and also increase damage taken. On the last turn, Spike or Revolution, I think it depends whether or not the boss already has Wind Swept. If the boss already has Wind Swept, you can just use Revolution to buff more crit. And then it will also buff Vino's damage a bit. And this one also quite close, 865,000, I guess 150k less than the one in the video. And this is the rotation for this video.